I think there are levels of grateful. I feel grateful all the time. And then sometimes I get feeling focused on something that doesn't feel so good. And when I do, it's amazing how that can amplify and magnify until it feels like everything feels bad. And sometimes it's a matter of taking the focus off of that one thing that we hyper focus on and expanding it out and looking at the bigger picture. Oh my gosh, I woke up this morning in the hotel room, and I didn't pick the best and the nicest hotel room because it irks me to spend a whole bunch of money on hotels. So I picked the less best. It was pretty bad, but that's okay. I was really looking forward to the hot breakfast that they promised, because especially after listening to Joseph Aaron's talk so passionately about how sugar is just damaging us and what his wonderful Emulin product has on offer for that, how necessary it is. But listening to his passion about taking charge of your diet and really getting rid of the processed sugars, the refined sugars, and anyway, I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, I was looking forward to the cooked breakfast because I thought, I just can't have any more carbs right now. I'm all carved out. And I went downstairs and they didn't have the cooked breakfast. All they had was the continental breakfast, they called it, which was sugared cornflakes. I can't remember what they're called. And another kind of sugared cereal. And what do you call them? Waffles, great big beautiful looking waffles that you make yourself on the little machine, and maple syrup. And that was it for breakfast. And I thought, oh my god. And I thought, no wonder people are so sick. No wonder people are carrying so much fat. The way he described it. If you want to have a look at this video, you gotta let me know, because I'll send it to you. It was so incredibly enlightening. But he said that, and this is something I knew, he said that your fat cells are a real gift, especially those visceral ones, but all your fat cells are a real gift because they store all of the stuff that your body doesn't want in it. It's less metabolically active, so the body stores away garbage in there that's dangerous for it, and the sugar is a poison, it's a toxin. And so when you take a lot of it into your system, so I watched this poor guy sit down. He was, I don't know, maybe like 49 years old, and he was sort of a normal size, except he had a big belly on him. And he sat down and he had a bowl of this cereal with milk on it. So we're already into grams and grams of carbs, grams and grams of sugar. And then he had one of those little yogurts that's loaded with extra sugar in it. I looked at it. And then he had two of these great big waffles. They were massive with maple syrup on them. And I thought, my God, he's putting that stuff into his body, and his blood sugars are just going to skyrocket, and he's going to have the worst day. He's going to be cranky, he's going to be tired, he's going to feel sick. And not only that, he's making himself sick over the long term. His inflammation is going up. Anyway, blah. Off on a tangent, of course. So I was looking at it and I just thought, oh my God, it's all kinds of wrong. Anyway, so I get out of the hotel and I figured, like, there was this weird noise in there, and I went around and I turned off all kinds of things, and I thought, oh my God, like the EMFs in this room alone. Oh my God, I was on a thing this morning. So I turned them all. I even turned the fridge off because it was buzzing, and I turned all the lights off because they were buzzing, and I unplugged the TV because it was buzzing. And I just laid down for a while, and I actually did my own buzz. I don't know if you know, but you can activate your own vagus nerve with sound, with humming, with good solid humming, and you can find the right resonance that just goes through your whole soul, and it really activates that vagus nerve. So I took about 10 minutes because I had really gone off of feeling good. I was feeling really skitchy and yucky, and so I just laid down, turned all the lights off, and I just went inside and I just conjured up some beautiful thoughts, and just went into this deep sort of humming and vocalization. And after about 10 minutes I felt so much better. Anyway, so went out into the foyer, and I signed out, checked out of the hotel, and got into the car, and I started driving, and I was thinking, I don't really know how to get there, and I'm worried about my data usage and all kinds of crazy things, right? And lots of traffic, oh my God, right? It was a nice car to drive, really nice. And they've got these such cool technologies in it now. Like if you're coming up on somebody and they're going slower than you are, the car slows down a bit and stuff. Very cool. Anyway, I'm driving along and I found a radio station that I really liked. It's got some good country music on it, and the sound system was quite good. And I just thought, the highways are beautiful here. Oh my God. And I just thought, oh my God, like how incredibly blessed am I to be living this life. Like, oh my God. I've been in so many different countries just in this last year, and I've been able to do it, and the people I've met and the things I've seen and the things I'm learning, you know, I'm doing some deep learning inside right now. This beautiful heart-brain coherence that I'm doing is wonderful. I don't know if you know, I've been on ADHD medication because I was really having trouble, and I finally went on it, and it helped get me up off the couch, which was great. But after I started this Emulin 5, I've been doing my Phix for quite a while, and that has helped me so much with so much inflammation, so much pain. It's helped my anxiety and stress a lot. It's peeled weight off my guts for sure, helped on my blood sugars, and helped with all my blood tests are really good. Everything good. I feel good. On the whole, I feel great. And of course, I always have to say this is my results. When I first started using this product, I got all the great results, and I didn't think I got all the great results, and I got them really fast. And so I was promoting it really heavily because it was so amazing, only to find out that everybody gets different results and at different times. And so there were some people who were pretty disappointed in their results initially and even ongoing. But I know with how this product works that it is doing something inside the body, and I have since started to uncover that the people who really were going like, this is doing zero, after they stopped taking it, it's turned out that they've had some really significant underlying health problems that they did not know about, that have uncovered. And so that really solidified my understanding, my feeling, my belief that this Phix is working inside of you at a level you don't even know. You don't know it needs healing. And so if it seems like it's not doing anything, there's something else going on, and I can guarantee it. No, I can't prove it. Sorry, can't prove it. That's not fair. I just know it. I feel it. And the people who are coming back to me going, you know, oh, this and this, I've had to have this, I've done this, and this thing's uncovered itself, and we found this, and we've discovered that. And some of them are pretty significant. And it just doesn't surprise me because I know how this stuff works, and I know what it's doing inside the body. So I know it's working on some level, whether it's something you can see or not, I don't know. Anyway, I'm all over the place again. So, but with this Emulin 5, oh my goodness, Dr. Ahrens describes it as it should be a vitamin, but apparently in I think it was 1997, he said I don't know, powers that be, whoever said that there weren't allowed to be any more vitamins anymore. That nothing's allowed to be called a vitamin anymore, and so if it has an action like a vitamin, then you have two options. You can either sell it as a supplement, or you can sell it as a pharmaceutical, because the idea of a vitamin is it's something that it's essential in your system, and they don't want anybody taking that stuff, I guess. I don't know, whatever. But this Emulin, how it goes in and how it helps your body deal with the poisons and the toxins you put into it through the excess carbohydrates, the bread, pasta, rice, sugars, cakes, all of those things. It really helps your body deal with those things in a massive way. It helps get rid of 30% of them right away. As soon as, like, if you have it before you eat, 30% of those carbs just don't even process. You get 30% less of them, which is nice. Not a license to go ahead and eat like a bag of lollies, but it's nice to know. But then it also works on all the other processes. It works on how your body breaks down starch in your mouth, the amylase, how it breaks that into a simple sugars, so you slow your absorption that way. You'll also slow the absorption through the gut walls into the blood system. So again, you're not getting such a big hit from your carbs. You actually increase the uptake of the glucose into your muscles and your brain, which are good for them. they're using it for power, for energy. It increases the amount of insulin that you produce, and it also increases the sensitivity of your cells to it, because part of the protective mechanism of your beautiful, wonderful body is that when you're constantly taking in so much sugar, so many carbs, your body has to do anything it can to protect itself. So part of it is it stores that stuff as fat, and that's why we get so fat. And the other part is it stops your body from being so sensitive to insulin, so it doesn't allow the sugar to be taken into the cells. I hope that makes sense. And so we become insulin resistant, and then that means we just have more and more and more sugar just floating around in our blood, and that causes terrible inflammation. We know about type 1 diabetes, which is where the pancreas just isn't producing insulin at all, which they're saying is an autoimmune issue, and people have to take insulin shots for that. Then there's type 2 diabetes, and that's what people are on metformin for, and people are sadly taking Ozempic and things like that, which is just a whole other rabbit hole. And type 2 is definitely your body's resistance, your body's response to taking in too much of this stuff. And type 2 diabetes is, I'm going to go with like 100% reversible by diet and exercise. Okay? I don't know what I'm allowed to be saying, what I'm not allowed to be saying. Take it as a grain of salt. Do whatever you want. Do your own research. I'm not a medical doctor, I'm a chiropractor. I've got a lot of knowledge about stuff, but I probably can't say any of that stuff, but okay, I'm saying it anyway. So anyway, then type 3 diabetes. Do you guys know what that is? This is going to be a good question for Jeopardy or whatever, some big question, some big show that asks questions about things. Type 3 diabetes. They're absolutely discovering that it has to do with, guess what? Carbohydrate metabolism. How you metabolize your carbohydrates, how you process them, how you use them. So they're saying that type 3 diabetes is Alzheimer's, dementia, has that effect on the body. And so if you're not in trouble with type 1 diabetes when you're young, type 2 as you get older, type 3 is coming your way if you don't get a handle on your carbohydrate and sugar intake. And this Emulin is natural stuff that's supposed to be in with all the carbohydrates that makes them safe for your body to intake and to process. Again, not a license to down bags of lollies, because that's just garbage for you. But all fruits, especially the dark ones like the berries and dark grapes and things like that, those things all had these various flavonoids in them, and it's the flavonoids, this beautiful mixture of flavonoids that's in the Emulin. Anyway, I don't know where I'm going with all this. It started with just a gratefulness post, but I'm so grateful I listened to that this morning from Dr. Ahrens. I'm so grateful that I know how to calm my own vagus nerve. I'm so grateful to Phix for helping me get a hold of my anxiety and my stress, and for helping my body to remodel, for changing the shape of it. I thought I was a square. I thought I was always a rectangle. Turns out I have a waist. I do. And yeah, like getting down, just feeling good, feeling beautiful, feeling healthy for the first time in my whole life. I'm so grateful to that. I'm so grateful to the people that I've met in this business who are straight from the heart, straight shooters, and it's made me step back and really reevaluate how, when I'm talking, what am I saying, where is it coming from, and really getting congruent on my heart, my values, and my expression, so that rather than pushing in any way at all, I'm just emitting a frequency that's clean and pure and congruent with who I am. And I think I can do that so much better because I'm not all clogged up with garbage. Anyway, back to the gratefulness. I'm also grateful to have found Emulin. I can't tell you exactly, I can't give you concrete examples of what's happened in my system. I know that I used a continuous glucose monitor for a while, and watched how sugars affected me. Hang on. Yeah, I got a continuous glucose monitor, and I measured what different foods were doing to my blood sugars before I was taking Emulin, and then after I was taking Emulin. And the biggest thing that I noticed is my sugars still managed to be in what they call normal pretty much 100% of the time, unless I ate Tim Tams. Tim Tams were very bad for me. Also ice cream with mango syrup, that wasn't good either. But anyway, when I was taking the Emulin, I noticed that my blood sugars were a lot smoother. I wasn't getting the ups after food and downs when my insulin kicked in. Ups after food and downs when my insulin kicked in. I mean, they were still there, but it was smoother. It was a lot smoother. And when I take it before bed, my blood sugars at night are dead still. So, because that's one of the actions too. It stops your body from actually producing, your liver from producing gluconeogenesis, producing new sugars when your sugars are starting to drop a little bit. And so I wasn't getting those sugar spikes in the night. I don't get the sugar spikes in the night, so I'm not waking up in the night hot and and have to go to the toilet and that sort of thing, because my sugars aren't spiking in the night. Very interesting. So I only did that for a week or so. It was really, really cool. I'm gonna, I think maybe 2 weeks. I'm gonna go get another one again because I caught it kind of out of school. But overall, the difference I notice when I take the Emulin is that I just feel better. Just better. It's a weird, funny thing to say, but I think it has to do with the fact that the sugars are more balanced. So I'm not getting up, crash, up, crash, up, crash. And Dr. Ahrens was saying this morning too that different people seem to need different amounts, and it really depends on what kind of toxic load you have in your system to begin with. Yeah. So he says if you're sick or going to be under a lot of stress from a lot of toxic things, he said take more of it. But under normal circumstances, you can just take 2 capsules a day. But he said what you do initially is you take more. You can take maybe 6 capsules a day for about 4 days, because once it's actually in your system, the half-life of it's 7 days. So if you just get it up in your system and then just keep taking 2 a day, you'll keep that up in your system and add a little more if you need it for, if you've got an infection or you're stressed or whatever. But I know myself that in spite of the fact that I have gone through periods of time where I take really good care of myself, the opposite is also true. And when I don't take good care of myself, it's really bad. Really bad. And so I know that I've got a lot of healing to do. And I notice that when I'm taking these products, I'll go for a while and I feel great. And then all of a sudden, and it can last for a couple of weeks, I get bloated and I get cranky and I feel yucky and I don't know what's going on. And mostly I realize then that I'm not drinking enough water. Like really not. Like sometimes it's pathologically not drinking enough water. I don't know why I do it to myself. I walk past the water and just I don't know. It's like I want to feel bad or something. I don't know. And then so I start drinking the water because I know that the Emulin and the Phix are still, and also the New Zealand Fulvic, which I'm also taking, are still taking the toxins out of my system. New Zealand Fulvic will pull the heavy metals out of your system. And really the Phix and the Emulin do as well, because all that stuff is stored in your fat cells. Okay, so anyway, I'm driving on this beautiful highway and I'm heading towards Colorado Springs. So cool. And I was just having a great time. I was just really enjoying and being so grateful that I feel well and I feel healthy and I'm getting to drive this car and I'm on this beautiful highway. And I've met all these American people, not all these, I've met a few now. And oh my God, they're so friendly. They're so kind. Yeah, really nice. Anyway, oh yeah, then I was driving and I saw a whole outlet center. And one of the stores in there is called Whole Foods. And I was at a Whole Foods, I think it was here when I was in Colorado last time. And oh my gosh, it's like this huge shopping store full of all organic stuff. So I thought, well, I'm going to not do any bad things to myself over the next little while. And I'm going to go get some good snacky things from Whole Foods. Take those on the drive. I'm heading into Kuchera, which is a mountain resort, which I'm excited about. I don't have any accommodation there at this point. I've left that in the hands of God. I will find some people who are also here for this leadership conference who have a spare room, and I'm going to have a great time meeting them and getting to know them, and I'm going to learn something from them as well. So I'm steadfast. I'm making sure I'm just purposely not booking a hotel, and even though it kind of scares me a little bit to not know where I'm going, it's in God's hands and I'm good with it. So yeah, my ever so short little 20-minute gratefulness post has turned into whatever. I'm having a great time. I'm also kind of hoping that the outlet mall is going to open, because there's some pretty cool stuff here. I think it opens in about 20 minutes. I got out of the hotel early so I'd have lots of time. Anyway, I love you guys lots, and I wish you were here. I do and I don't. I wish you were having a similar experience to me, but I am really happy to be here on my own and just getting a chance to feel. Bye.